All right, friends, I'm running a 60-second ad break, and when that ad break concludes, we will begin our stream proper. I hope everyone's doing excellent out there on the old internet. I'm doing all right. Getting ready for this Saturday night stream. Let me just get adjusted here in my chair for a second. Hold on. Great, now I am properly adjusted in my chair and ready for model kit building. We're getting into an annoying thing on this leg. We'll look at once the stream starts fully, but we'll get into fixing the other leg together, starting from the bottom, working our way up, which is a weird thing in this real grade that we're doing. Anyway, if you're hearing this, you are currently a subscriber to the old Build With Baer, or you're watching the VOD of this and you're hearing this because on Saturdays I don't record locally. I just export the VOD out of the dashboard here on Twitch. So you're hearing this, which normally folks that watch the YouTube VOD don't hear this. We're going to get started with our stream in just a moment. Get ready for it. It's coming your way. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you feel like being a lurker and not saying anything, you have that option. That's at your disposal, my friends. You can just do that, and that's okay. It's Saturday night. We're working on a real grade from the year 2011, I believe. Let me double check that. Yes, 2011 real grade, the Freedom Gundam. We finished all of one leg on a previous stream tonight, or on Thursday. Tonight we will work on the other leg. We will be skipping a part that was really annoying. That is fine, and no one will notice, and it's okay. You will know, but it's fine. And we'll talk about a bunch of stuff. I watched my last new anime of the season, the first episode of a show that has a weird history to it. 2 episodes of Frieren. So we'll talk about both of those. I finally caught up because that show debuted with 4 episodes in a row. And so I've been watching 2 a week. And now we can finally get to episodes 5 and 6. And then next week, I'll just talk about episode 7. Really top-loaded that show. And we'll hang out. We'll chat about a bunch of stuff in gaming and wrestling. I don't have like a lot to talk about. If something comes up in conversation with all of y'all, we'll definitely get into that. But like, not a lot's happened to me since Thursday. Like Friday and Saturday around here are like pretty chill. So I don't have like a ton of stuff to chat with y'all about. But also Saturday right now feels like it might be kind of a light evening. We might be pretty chill tonight vis-a-vis viewers, and the fact that as of this moment there are a few of you here, and I appreciate you being here. But yeah, you're not writing anything in the chat, which is okay. It's all right, totally okay. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I'm gonna retweet my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us tonight. Hang out here on the old stream. So let me just do that right now. Repost. It's retweeting. We all know. We'll get into that. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Welcome. Let's go to the main feed. There we are. We'll just move that there. There we go. You can see, completed 1 whole leg. There's a leg. We got another foot because we started with the feet and then worked on a leg. We're going to work on the other leg here. So I've got my instructions ready to go for that. And again, there is a part here that we're not going to do because it was really annoying. So I'm just going to skip it. Basically, do I have it over here? Yeah. It's this part here clips onto the back in a way that I couldn't figure out and it kept falling off. And it's just to appear to be like rockets or whatever. And I'm not going to worry about that because it's on the back of the kit. And no one would know that there's a piece that should be in here and isn't. I mean, you'll know, but it doesn't matter. So I'm not going to do it. And that way, I won't immediately be incredibly frustrated, which is nice for me. That's great. If I could just avoid an immediate and complete frustration with what I'm doing, I'm pretty psyched about that. So, that's where we're at with that. Um, I'll tell you from some food stuffs. I'll give you a little food update for your friend Pat. Recently got my hands on some chicken thighs. Might have those tomorrow. Um, on Sundays, my folks often go to watch football at a club they belong to. They belong to that club for a number of reasons, but one of the major reasons is the fact that they have a bunch of televisions and they have the whole football package. Because down here, now I guess that isn't necessarily the case for tomorrow, but down here, it's regional, the TVs. And my folks are uh, both, lived in Connecticut for many, many years. So their general disposition is New Englandish sports teams. My dad is a Jets fan. My mom is a Patriots fan because Connecticut didn't have any of its own football teams, so you just picked other teams and you liked those other teams. So because of those interests, they don't often get to watch just football at home. The stuff that normally they would watch just is not available on regular old television. So they go to this place to go do that. So that often means that I am eating by myself on a Sunday instead of the family eating together, which is of course very nice when we could do that. But we can't do that if they're watching the football. Now, what am I doing wrong here? Okay, I gotta figure out these go here. I just did this on Thursday. You'd think I would immediately remember where these pieces go, but no, I don't immediately remember. They go like that, and then go like that. Yeah, all right. I did it. I did the first step on this multi-step process of this. So yeah, I got myself some chicken thighs. I also have chicken breasts. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make tomorrow. I've thought about doing cook like poaching the chicken breast and then serving with a barbecue sauce, or just putting in the slow cooker either the thighs that I have or the chicken breasts and put in the slow cooker for a while, and then like with a barbecue sauce, and then like just make like pulled chicken sandwich. I thought about that. Also, could just whack those, put pat them dry, throw some paprika and some salt on there, and a little cracked pepper, a little bit of olive oil on the skin so it crisps up. Throw those thighs that have the skin on just in the oven. Cook them like that. I could do that as well. Or my favorite method of preparing like chicken breasts. These are thin chicken breasts, so it would be fine for it. Flour, paprika, salt, pepper, little Italian seasoning, and then the most important element of that would be to then in a pan with some oil fry it like that. And you fry them, flip them. That is my preferred of a thinner chicken breast. And of course, you can get the hammer out. You can pat those down if you need to. So I'm thinking I might do that. I might just do chicken breast like fried chicken breast, like pan fried, because that tastes incredibly good. And why not? And then just I'll probably just do French fries because French fries are easy to do. French fries, maybe a salad or just a mixed vegetable or something, frozen vegetable. I don't know. But yeah, I'll be prepping my own dinner tomorrow. Part of my Sunday is also doing customer service. I occasionally get shifts doing customer service for a company. I am on the I am on the cover shifts, so I get asked with generally a good amount of notice. But a thing that I have seen, the numbers of shifts that I pick up have definitely decreased, and that I couldn't quite figure out why that was. For a while there, I was like, I'm not sure why people aren't getting covers anymore. And then eventually it kind of hit me, and I figured it out. People aren't asking for covers because they're scared of losing their job. Because a thing that'll not just the regular old fear of losing your job because it's fucking tough out there, and also the turnover rate for customer service is pretty high because it sucks to do. But no, the thing that I have noticed is that generally, myself included, the fear is that companies are just going to try to get rid of a bunch of people and just go with like AI chat and maybe just keep people along for email responses. But in chat, what if instead of paying people, we could just have an AI and then maybe like pay like one person to just keep an eye on the AI, that kind of thing. So far, the company that I work for has not done this, but that's no means to say they won't. What the fuck am I doing wrong here? What's going on? Try to figure it out. Yeah, there's no. I'm not under the impression, like I don't have this like grand philosophy when it comes to this work that I do, that like one, that I'm not replaceable by anybody else, and two, that they won't do that. That this company is good to work for. They pay well for customer service, and so in a couple of years ago when I picked up this, some shifts for them, it became clear that they didn't have as high a turnover rate as other people do, because burnout is real in customer service, because people are just mad. The thing they wanted, they're not getting, and it could be for any number of reasons. It could be the company that that it could be that like someone screwed up on the production line. There are delays. Information got entered wrong, or like something glitched somewhere. It could be that, but also it could be user error. And who wants to feel bad about fucking up when they can just be mad about it? So it could easily be something where somebody entered the wrong information, or perhaps bought something from your company once and is now bought something else from another company and got it confused. And where is it? Why isn't my order showing up? And you're like, you didn't buy it from us. It could be something like that. It could be the fulfillment company. It could be the post office. It's generally it's generally two things. If you're buying something online and it doesn't arrive and you want to talk to customer service, it's either generally the post office or a brief miscommunication. There are different degrees and different things. If you're doing produce on demand products, you're buying something for like T Public or something like that, T Fury, those kind of like print on demand services. If you're doing a print on demand, that's a different case, because you can deal with, like the companies that you buy from don't actually make the product. They have a contract with various factories that make the product. So it could be something like, like they place the order and along the way someone grabbed the wrong shirt, the wrong color, that it was the same color but the wrong pattern. Any number of things could happen because everybody's overworked and underpaid. Often, if it is the post office, it is one of two reasons. If you bought something and it's just not there from regular old post office, there's a couple reasons why that could be. The number one is there aren't enough postal delivery people. Just flat out, there aren't. Remember when Trump appointed a guy whose job it seemed to be was to just fuck with the post office so much to the post office, like that people would lose faith in the post office? That guy's still in charge. He didn't get replaced. They didn't get rid of that guy. He's still out there doing shit and being garbage. Post office still very underfunded and understaffed. And so that leads to issues where like your item is on a truck out for delivery, or it's on a car, it's a subcontractor in their car out for delivery. And they have to make the decision. Am I going to keep all these packages for another day? Am I going to make 2 trips on my route today and get through all these packages and then go back and do the regular mail? Or am I just going to do the regular like catalogs and bills, and then tomorrow I'll catch up on all these packages? and they do the mental math about how that's going to work because they don't get paid to just do it until it's done. You would hope that they would get paid in order to be able to do that, but they're not getting paid in order to do that, so they don't do it. Or here's the other thing that could happen. If you order something from a website and it just hasn't arrived, and it's just, you're like, where is this thing? And it says it's en route, and you said it would be this number of days. And I know I've talked about this before, so I'll keep this part brief because I definitely have talked about this before. But I do need to just remind people about this shit. Please know what business days means. Just know what business days means. Know that if there is a postal holiday, a holiday in the United States where the post office is closed, you can't count that as a day. You can't count that as a day. You can't count Sunday as a day. Business days. If it says 4 to 6 business days, you can't just be like, oh, 6 days. No. No, no, no. I know I've talked about this before. I know I'm a broken record, but just too many people in the world seem to not understand what business days mean. The company I currently work for literally has a calendar calculator where you can highlight it and it will show you, like, if you pay this amount of money, it will be in this window. And it could be at the beginning of that window. It could be at the end of that window. It could be a day past the end of that window, probably. It's never going to be like 3 days before that window because you didn't count a holiday as a day off. Ugh. Sorry. I get a little heated about this shit. And it's only because it is a constant annoyance in my life. All right, why are you not clipping in easy? You should clip in nice and easy. Back of this leg. This back leg part here clipped in very nice and easy. Why are you not clipping in nice and easy? Back of the leg part. Should I put you on first? Is that a problem? Is that the solution to this problem? If I do this, will you suddenly work well? I don't know. Find out. Try this. No. It's pretty much lined up with that. So let me just should line up. There we go. There it is. Okay. That was annoying, and I don't quite know why. All right, put that there, and then we're going to keep going there. So yeah, I have a customer service shift tomorrow. I'm not particularly looking forward to it, but it'll be fine. It will be an okay thing that I am doing tomorrow. I will do just fine with it. This is 14, so it's this side. 13 is this side. Great, and put that there. We're getting close to being done with this leg. This leg came together way faster than the other one. One, because I did the other one, so that makes things easier. And two, because I didn't do the part that really bothered me. I just chose not to put it in there, and that has made a lot of difference in this. Where I'm just like, you know what? No. What if I didn't do that part? And then E17, great. All right, we got a couple news story things that I want to chat about as that I'm done kind of talking about my day and my weekend here. Let's see, a couple video game articles. We'll start with that. Let's see, a couple things. Let's see here. One other thing. And okay. Hey, there's a reported Wii U sale in 2023. At least one person has bought one. One new Wii U. So that's new. Obviously used sales don't get tracked, so we don't quite know used sales, but we can say new sales. One new Wii U was sold in the U.S. in September. First time a Wii U sold since May 2022. Also, why? What happened then as well? That's also a what's happening? Last time a new Vita unit sold was November 2021 when 3 were purchased. This is the executive director of Circana, which used to be the NPD folks, but they go by Circana now. So again, we don't have the physical data to look at this. This is just going off the CEO of the company that, or the executive director, I should say, of the company that looks at all this shit. So I can't give you independent research on this particular topic. We just have to go by his word here. But it's weird. That's a weird thing. Lastbrook says, I really want someone to do a story on that sale, and especially if they actually worked. Wii U's kind of die after not being powered on long enough. Yeah, I mean, like, if it's new in box, then that means that I don't think that person opened it in a store, in a retail store. Yeah, I would love to know, how much was it? Like, how marked down did they go? Was it full price from the last time? And also, it's like 12, that's like over 10 years, I want to say. I'm going to double check this Kotaku article. Yeah, 13 years later. Because they track individual store level sales data. Then they sell that data. And it's not used, that's new. And we don't know anything. But it's not super uncommon, because like sometimes old inventory like sits in the back of like a Walmart or like when they were more plentiful, a Kmart or something like that, a Target. Your big box stores do have deep back areas, and sometimes stuff gets buried, and then people like I would not be surprised if this was a Walmart sale, but like it was put on a shelf by accident, because they were like, oh yeah, we put out a bunch of switches and this thing, it's in the system, and like they just put it up, and someone was like, wait, is this a boxed Wii U? Yeah, all right, I'll buy that. Like that's my general guess is what happened, is like it just came out of somebody's inventory and they put it out, and then someone was like, I guess I'm going to buy that. But yeah. That was just a fun thing that I thought was neat. I thought that was a neat little item that I wanted to share with all y'all, just to know that exists. Here's another Kotaku story. This is just a look at, hey, Lord Christian, welcome. So with the deal completed, Microsoft now owns Activision. And now it owns everything that Activision owned as a publisher. And, as a publisher / developer, but, all that. And it's a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go through all these things. So, obviously, yay capitalism, indeed. So obviously, there's going to be some in here like Diablo. We know that. And then some things that we like, certainly like kind of remember, like Guitar Hero. Like Call of Duty, of course. But then like King's Quest. Microsoft owns King's Quest. Microsoft owns Hearthstone, of course. But also Heretic. Gabriel Knight. Extreme Paint Brawl, which is a game I don't know anything about, but I was like, oh, Extreme Paintball. No, it's Extreme Paint Brawl, which is a good name. I don't know if that franchise or single game or whatever is good, but they got a good name. I think that name is quality. We're panel lining our leg here. because we are just about done. And it's easier to panel line this before I stick the foot on there. It's not that much harder, but why not? We'll do it. Lost Vikings, of course. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. I don't think that's necessarily something that we're going to see come back out, but maybe. Phantasmagoria, Pitfall, of course, Police Quest, Singularity, Skylanders, of course, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, some of the Tenchu games, but then Activision sold the rights to From Software, so that's murky. It's murky if they sold the rights to the previous games or just the rights to future games. Spyro, of course. Obviously going to turn Pitfall to Uncharted Killer. Yeah, indeed. Ultimate Soccer Manager. Space Quest, of course. Skylanders, SWAT. Hey, here's a game that theoretically Microsoft might be interested in bringing out because the competition put out several games when they came out around the same time. Prototype. I genuinely could see a world where a Microsoft-owned studio made a new Prototype because that name exists in some people's brains as being a kind of cool game. And Infamous had several games, Prototype didn't. I could see someone making the case that, like, hey, what about a new Prototype? Oh, and also Zork. Those are all Activision things that they now, / Blizzard. And then King has, like, every fucking Saga game, Bubble Saga, Candy Crush Saga, Diamond Digger Saga, Farm Heroes Saga, Hoop de Loop Saga, Paradise Bay, Pet Rescue Saga, Rebel Riders, and of course, Shuffle Cats. Now they can destroy official Windows PCs and Prototype. Indeed. Yeah, now they can license the destruction. And of course, there's all the Bethesda ZeniMax stuff, and of course the Xbox, Microsoft stuff they already own, which includes a lot of, like a lot of titles that they may or may not do anything with in the future. Who knows? What if they made a new Costume Quest? Like, they won't, but they own all the Double Fine shit. What if they made another Costume Quest? What if they made another Conquer game? What if they made another Conquer game? What if they made a Conquer racing game in 2025? They could. Do I think they will? Of course not. They could. They could do that. We're going to build the Waste, which is just weird, but sure, let's do that. It is fun to also look at the list of things when you're like, hey, Microsoft owns the Thunder franchise. Like Hydro Thunder and Arctic Thunder. Microsoft owns Hydro Thunder. Like, I forgot about that. They could do something with that. I love that Kotaku added Kinect Sports to this list. Yes, the Kinect Sports franchise. Of course, they'll bring that back out. Yeah, they bought it from Midway. Yeah, but it's just like, I did not... That was something I did not remember. That they owned that. That is funny to me. Project Gotham Racing. They could do something with that. Psychonauts, of course. Banjo-Kazooie. Blinks the Time Sweeper. They could do another. They could do... Microsoft could finally do a mascot fighter or kart racer. You got Conquer. You got a bunch of stuff. Like I said, you got Banjo-Kazooie. You got Blinks. Throw in Minecraft Steve in there. You could do a brawler. You know, so your platform fighter, a la a or whatever. I don't know. Whatever you want to fucking do. I don't know. I'm not your dad. Do whatever you want. But if they want to do a Smash Brothers like clone, they could do that pretty easily. They got enough people for that shit. Make that happen. They probably won't, but they could. Be very silly. You put Master Chief in there? Yeah, Barrett from Starfield. Sure. Oh, Lastbrook, I missed your message where you said you're fine with leaving Conquer in the past. Yeah, I mean, yes, but also it's there. Why not? And then, yeah, if we look at, like, I don't know, you put, like, some Zerg in there, and you put, like, Bran Bronzebeard from World of Warcraft in there. I don't know. Thrall is there. Spyro. They got Spyro now. You put Spyro in your platform fighter. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work out great. All right, so this goes like this, and then this goes. It goes. That feels bad. This looks like this, and this goes in here, and then this turns, and it feels terrible as it does. Oh boy. That feels stiff and terrible. Trying to get this body unit. Because I skipped some steps and I went to the body. I skipped the waist. I jumped to the body. I was like, this doesn't feel right. And that's because I was doing the wrong part. I was supposed to get out this. Because we're working on the waist. I jumped ahead to the chest, everybody. It's fine. I got so caught up. Oh, I dropped some frames too. Yes, Lord Grashington. I did drop some frames. Hopefully that will not be a problem. But we'll just go through it, you know. But I did drop some frames there. Of course, you can throw some Skylanders in there if you're doing your platformer. Have some Geometry Wars shapes just flying around. Obviously, they should make another Geometry Wars. Like, obviously. Microsoft should have another Geometry Wars. It would be silly not to. But it would be cool as hell if they did. All right, so then I gotta. This is gotta go. Turn these like this. All right, I've turned these like this. And then put some parts on here. Building the waist. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was neat to talk about, go through there. Oh, 3D Ultra Pinball. They now own 3D Ultra Pinball, so you could do something with that, I guess. Most likely Microsoft will just keep things alive and probably not jump into the well with any like weird classics. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll get inspired to pull out some old favorites. I've seen 2 anime recently that started with monologues that are largely the same in every episode. So I was wondering if that's a thing that is common or if it's necessary past a certain point. So you see 2 animes recently that start with monologues that are largely the same in every episode. So you're talking about the like, this is a monologue to get you caught up with the story, or do you mean it's the same in each anime, or every episode it's the same monologue? Please specify, Lord Gresham, what you mean by that. Because often, it is generally, if they think as they are producing a thing that you will not understand what's going on. It explains the premise of the show each episode. Oh yeah, that is that is fear. That is a fear-based tactic. They are afraid that their premise is such that an audience watching a random episode will be so lost, because you have to remember, Japan, the producer of these shows, are showing this on television, and they would like people to watch multiple episodes. And look, amoebas out there. There are ways, if you are so inclined and you are so interested, there are ways to go and track down episodes of shows that you missed. You can go in and check those out, and stream them. Sometimes it's a fee, sometimes it's included in your television package. But the general belief is that television is still king in Japan. So the idea that sometimes they build it into the intro, sometimes they build it in the episode. Manga generally, you'll know you're in a new volume of a manga when they reiterate what is happening in the story, because there exists this thought that I'm reading volume 2 of a manga, and so that's chapter 5 of a manga, or I'm reading volume 3 of a manga, a graphic novel format. So they need to be like, here's the synopsis of what's going on in case you pick up a weird random volume. Obviously, they don't have to do it in volume 3 or volume 1, because the belief would be that you already bought you bought volume 1. It doesn't really matter if you don't know what the deal is, because you're going to learn as you consume such a thing. So that's generally the thought, is that my feeling on why you will find anime that is like, here is the plot of the anime, is the belief that perhaps they are afraid that people who are watching it would not understand, would not have caught on, or are not watching, every episode. Whereas you're watching it on a streamer. This is a appointment viewing for you, or you're watching several in a row. I think that I always try to remind myself, and also when people ask about this thing, is like, this pacing seems all over the place. And it's like, well, how many episodes did you watch in a row? Because that's not weekly pacing. You know what I mean? Like, yes, every episode ends with a cliffhanger. Yeah, so you'll watch the next one in a week. They're desperate for you to watch it in a week, so they get those advertising dollars in in between things in Japan, but also on in the streamers and all that. If anime is being made solely for an internet audience, then it can act a little differently than that, because it's not under the same pressures that television anime is under. So that's the general thoughts on that's my general feeling on all of that, and I hope that helps a little bit. Lord Christ says, I do kind of wish there were versions of these shows that kind of streamline it, as the Dragon Ball DVDs have a version that cuts out the intro and outro to make it easier to watch that way. Yeah, I mean, Crunchyroll has the skip intro button. It doesn't solve you for the end, but there is a pop-up that happens when you're watching Crunchyroll that lets you skip the intro. But otherwise, you kind of just have to do it on your own. And you could do that in other DVDs as well. There are various Blu-rays, I believe. Some Blu-rays have options. Blu-ray players have options that let you skip through the intro if they have the metadata to let you know what that is. I'm not saying every single one does that, but a lot of them do. So some of these are pure white, and some of these are an off-white, almost gray. And I've been using gray marker on all of them, even if they're gray. This dark gray, when I get to this dark gray that's almost like a purplish, I'll use black on this. But this is a little darker color than this. I'm still going to use the gray on there, because it's still, this stuff is still pretty light comparatively, and I think it'll just look fine with a gray marker on those. So I'm just using a gray for all of that, because these are still, like I said, lighter tones. We'll go there. Wrestling news. I got some wrestling news to chat with you all about. We can talk about for this little bit here. An interesting thing is going to happen. It'll be taped on Wednesday in Texas, but it'll air next Friday. on Rampage, because Rampage tapes after Dynamite. Occasionally, it tapes a little before, but often just after. There's going to be a wrestling match, of course, because it's a wrestling show. Rampage is their hour-long show that airs on Fridays at 10 p.m. It is basically like their C-tier show. There are sometimes storylines that happen there, but often is a chance for some wrestlers just to have like a bunch of little matches, move some storylines along, but mostly just like to get some wins. And they wanted, Warner wanted a second program before they got Collision, and that's what they ended up with. It's fine. It is a fine bit of business. I watch it mostly because I already was watching SmackDown, and why not watch the other thing right after that? Where is C15? 13, 28, 23, 14. There's C15. Great. It's red. Nice. So, a thing that's happening is a wrestler from CMLL, which is a Mexican promotion, is one of the two big wrestling promotions. CMLL, their wrestler Mystico, who I cannot, a lot of times it's hard to go through all this. Who is this Mystico? Which Mystico is it? Is it one of the sons? Whatever. This is Mystico. The original Mystico got his gimmick back. He was Mystico, and then he left Mexico to work for the WWE as Sin Cara. And someone else got the name Mystico, but he has it back. So this is the original Mystico. And he's not the original Mystico, whatever. This is the guy that was formerly known as Mystico, then Sin Cara. He's Mystico again. He was another name as well. It's all complicated. It's all unbelievably annoying to dissect. I'm not here to talk about that. The thing I'm here to talk about is the fact that he's going to wrestle against Rocky Romero. And this is a signed, not signed to AEW, signed to a Mexican promotion, working a date, again, in Texas, working a date in the United States. And that's significant because there are former and one current AAA wrestler signed to AEW. Some of them have left AEW, but still do dates in Mexico. There's a AAA champion who is under, occasional contract with them, but is a wrestler in AEW. And then, of course, there's On Loan, who also has a contract. They have, I don't remember. AAA has a few people signed. Oh, Vikingo. Vikingo is signed with AAA still, and also AEW, which is cool as hell. So the idea that, and now they won't be on the same card, but they will be the same night. Pentops will be there for the Wednesday show, and then later in the night, they'll tape Rampage, and they'll have Mystico. This is a big deal because AAA and CMLL do not get along. So is this Tony making inroads because CMLL works with New Japan and it's them trying to get in? Is this finally somewhat of a good indication that maybe finally CMLL is looking to work with American partners because a lot of their talent also wants to work in the United States? So maybe that's it. Maybe that's what's going on. It could be a lot of those things. As far as I can tell from, the people that know better about these things, the actual honest answer is Rocky Romero asked, and they really like Rocky Romero. Now, you may be someone that's really up on wrestling. And you might say to yourself, Pat, I have never heard. I know Rocky Maivia, The Rock. I do not know who that is. I do not know who you are chatting about right now. Who is Rocky Romero? Rocky Romero is, you may know him best as, he is a wrestler that hangs out with the Best Friends on AEW programming. So you may know Rocky from that. You also may know Rocky from his work in CMLL and also New Japan. He is one of the head trainers at the New Japan LA Dojo. He is beloved in there. He had a hand in getting the Wrestle Dream show together. He is a someone that works with AEW and their relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and also broke this deal. Basically, Mystico wants to do a show in the United States. There was a discussion where he wanted to do it. Rocky wants to wrestle him, wants to have CMLL on AEW, and CMLL was like, okay, we'll allow it, because Rocky Romero is somewhat secretly one of the pillars of international wrestling. He is a broker to make a lot of things happen. You may remember that somehow when the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Carl Anderson specifically of the Good Brothers, signed with WWE when their New Japan contracts ended, Carl Anderson still had a New Japan belt. And Rocky Romero was the person on the phone with Triple H brokering the deal that allowed for Carl Anderson, under WWE contract, to have a show to appear on New Japan, to drop that title, to do the right thing. And that was, by all accounts, fucking weird. It was real weird. So yeah, it really is just CMLL. Also, I should also say, that CMLL did put out a press release, like an official press release about this. They're not just like pretending it isn't happening, which is also a big deal. It could lead to more work. Some people have fantasized about the next Forbidden Door also featuring a lot of CMLL talent. And it's like, well, can that work? Who knows? Could they allow for, former or current AAA talent to also be on the same card or work together? Could this lead to other things? Could this lead to AEW in Mexico? Like doing a Mexican show. Like, it's possible. I would say, we'll see what happens. New Japan is very eager to do shows with companies. They work with AEW, but they also work with Impact Wrestling. So it's not unheard of. And also, New Japan is going to start working with CMLL, working with Major League Wrestling, which is a smaller outfit. Right now, that has been, some CMLL guys will come and fight Rocky Romero. Again, Rocky Romero at the center of all of this, because he's also in MLW and making a lot of MLW stuff work out. It's just a fascinating story to me anyway. I don't know if it hits for you, but it's like, it is the equivalent. It is also kind of like, I don't know quite how to describe it. AJ Styles did a video for Impact while still under contract with. He didn't make it a public appearance, but he made a video appearance. Like that. That is rare. Mickie James was under contract with Impact and was their women's champion, their Knockouts champion, and appeared in the Royal Rumble. Like, that stuff doesn't really happen. Those are like pretty modern examples of that happening, and it's wild and weird. And those are like the equivalent of any of this, although again, it's not direct with CMLL and AAA. But it is weird because it's pretty fucking wild. All right. The bottom half of our kit is done. We're going to move on to the chest. We'll take a pause for the cause in a couple minutes. But yeah, we'll move on here. Let's see if there's any other big wrestling stories. Nick, speaking of Impact Wrestling, former Impact wrestler, he just finished up his run, but also made a name for himself in the NWA. Nick Aldis. He is rumored that he was going to start working for the WWE in a backstage role that is come to fruition, but he also has an on-screen role. Nick Aldis is now the authority figure on SmackDown. There had been one with Adam Pearce working both shows. Now Adam Pearce will exclusively be working on Raw, and on SmackDown we've got our boy Nick Aldis, who will make a fine authority figure, and I think that's cool. Apparently, according to reports, let's see, what am I doing wrong here? Okay, so this goes like this. This goes like this. B7 goes in like this. Do these do something? Why are they like... Then do I... No. That goes like that. Yeah. So this goes like that. It goes up. Okay, so that goes like that. There's not a lot of information about this right here, about like how this is supposed to look or how this is supposed to go. Then do you remove it? Sorry. There isn't any English in this kit, so it does make things a little difficult. We'll find out here as I go to try to put these parts together. I'll work on the chest right now. So it tells me to plug in B7 and then flip this up. And then there's some kind of instructions about where this should go, but I don't know what those instructions mean. So I'll find out soon. Because F13 needs to go in here. A little bit more blue here, so we'll figure this out right now. But yeah, apparently they want Mickie James to come over to WWE, which would be nice. I think Mickie James is a fantastic wrestler, has made her name for herself all over the world, and would be cool to be there to kind of fill out that roster a little bit with a few more people who've been around for a while. But it sounds like that because Aldis and Mickie James are married, so that was the belief that they were trying to make it a package deal for the two of them. So looks like that did not happen. But it's great for Nick. Sources state that within the last month there were discussions and ideas thrown around to see if Aldis' wife Mickie James would be interested in such role as co-GMs. Oh, they wanted the two of them to run things. Does not look like it's happening though. No. But yeah, Aldis is there. That's cool. Okay, let's figure this out, friends. Let's try to figure this out here. So this part makes sense. This is going to go here. Wait. All right, he says this makes sense as he struggles to figure this out. As always, some of this could just be me being bad at things. But some of this could also be this kit not that great. All right, and then this has to go up in here. So I guess this comes off, but why did I put this on? Why did I put this on in the first place if I then need to remove it? But I guess I do have to remove this. So I don't know why I put this in the first place. And what that was supposed to do. Oh, I put it in again later. What? All right. This piece goes on, bends up so you can pivot this connector point, and then goes away for a while. And I did not understand that. And now I do understand that. Not that I understand why that is the way it is, but that you had to do that part. Okay. And then that goes in like that. Oh boy. This is considered... Lord Crashing wants with the dance button. Lord Crashing, sure, I will hit the dance button. This is not considered the worst of the early real grades. I believe the Wing Gundam real grade is often considered the worst of the early real grades. But this is also not remembered fondly. The nice thing is it's not loose. Like, this is like... feels like good. You could probably you could easily prop this up without having to use a stand, which is nice. But yeah, from my understanding, this kit is not like beloved as far as some of the other, like they understood what they wanted to do with real grades, but this wasn't like whipping ass. This wasn't like making everybody stand and take up notice. It was mostly just like, oh yeah, you're trying this thing. It's not really working, but you're giving it your all. So, it is what it is. Happy to work on it, but yeah, it's there is a good reason. I would say there is a pretty good reason why this is a kit that I haven't worked on yet. That I don't see appear too often when it comes to real grades that are out there. All right. Okay. That there. Then 825. Put that there. We're going to take a pause for the cause in a moment. I talked about ways you can support the channel, all of those shenanigans and all that. And then we'll talk about some anime and probably some video games and what y'all want to talk about and all that. And then, of course, the end of the stream, we'll raid the fine folks at that we'd raided quite a bit. The fine folks at Loading Ready Run, who I have spent a little time with on the past on some streams. Always nice when I could do shenanigans with them. 825 and 826. Okay. They just wrapped up their week-long subathon, which is very cool. So we've been raiding them when we could. So we'll have to go and find some other people to raid. I should also say this, before we get into the video game talk, as I finish this little segment here, I am going to be playing a video game on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, that I received a code for. The very rare code. And not even a one that I requested. This was, I got sent an email saying, hey, would you like to check out this game? It comes out on Monday, but there is no embargo. So if you want to talk about it before Monday or stream it, you can. So I'm going to stream it on Tuesday, the day after it comes out. But that's fine. It's called Growth. It is a tile placement game. Yeah, on Tuesday I'm going to play a video game on stream that I received an offer for a code for. And of course, I'll make that very clear that I did not pay for this game myself, that I received a code. But yeah, it is akin to, I think they just looked up streamers and keywords. Because I don't know this company. This is like two new developers. This is their first game, but they're making a Dorf Romantique like kind of thing, and I said yes, I will check out their game because the trailer for it looked neat. It is placing tiles to basically build out farms and forests and such. So I have the game. I have not checked it out yet. I will be checking it out before we stream on Tuesday. But that's a cool thing. And then the following Tuesday, we'll play the much anticipated, can't wait to do it, Jackbox Party Pack 10. And I will be receiving a code for that game because I asked for one. Because I know a guy there. Which is the same reason we played 9. I mean, look, would I just buy it? Yeah, I mean, it's a very good chance that I would just buy it. That I would just get it. But of course, the one and only Rich Gallup does work there. He's been there for a little over a year now because he came in right before 9, shortly before 9. So Rich has been there, I believe, a full year and some change. He's director of production. I was looking up his title at Jackbox. But yeah, Rich is a director of production over there. And so I did request a code from him. Gave them the idea for this whole Jackbox thing I heard. Yeah, of course, yes. He's the one that suggested they do a 10th one. You know, they did 9, and they were like, well, I think we're done here. And he was like, no, we should do one more. That's not true, but that's a funny thing for me to say. But I want to admit, I want to make clear, because Rich is being very kind, continuously very kind, and is also just a good person that I like, that I am making up. That is a joke that I have made up. That's for jokes. We're doing joke time right there. And in fact, Rich is not. Rich did not suggest that you do Jackbox 10 because they work in a Jackbox 10. That's fake news right there. That's just goofs. That's just your friend Pat with a couple goofs for you. Anyway, I'm excited. It's gonna be fucking weird. This month, the month of October, there are 5 Tuesdays, and for the first 4 Tuesdays of the month, we will play a game I have never streamed before. Because we already did 2. We did Model Builder last week. The week before that, we did Pizza Possum. Next week, we're doing Growth. The week after that, we're doing Jackbox Party Pack 10. And then the 5th one on Halloween, we're going to do Persona 4 Golden with mods. And everyone's going to be in Halloween costumes because in the dungeon. And we're going to go to the spookiest dungeon possible, Naoto's dungeon, because nothing is spookier than being unsure of your gender identity. Which is also a thing that I'm going to say in promoting that stream on Halloween. Spooky. Gender confusion. Ooh. So we'll do that. That'll actually be pretty fun. So yeah, like I said, 4 out of the 5 streams this month on my Tuesday streams are brand new games that I haven't played on stream before. That's fun. Also, hey, this is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk about ways you can support what I do here. Dirty says, just watched a great Final Fantasy 15 speed run. That's rad, Dirty. If you are currently a subscriber to the Build With Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 Blue emote in the chat. Becoming a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you got those 2 linked together. You get a token, you can use it on somebody. Why not use it on me? Hey, Ghost Val, welcome. If you're already a subscriber, consider maybe gifting a sub to somebody in the community, a random person who just came in because they were clicking on the Makers and Crafting button. And they're like, all right, this guy seems cool. You could gift them a sub if you wanted to. Bits and coins are also appreciated. I'm going to talk about other ways you can support me. And I haven't said this yet, but I want to make this clear. You don't have to. Everything I'm talking about right here is optional. You're under no obligation to do any of these things. You watching for as little or as long as you want is the important thing. And it makes me very happy. So if you would like to keep hanging out, I would love that. If you want to join my Patreon, you could do that. In the $1, $3, $5, or $10 tier, there are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining my Patreon. Or maybe you want to hop over to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel for fun content things. Obviously, subscribing is free. There's a membership there. If you want to become a member for $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos a day early. So you could do that if you wanted to. I don't know. I'm not going to make you, but you could. There's a bunch of other stuff. Those are monthly ways to support me. What about a one-time donation? If you're just like, Pat, I don't know, put this money towards your next model kit. You could just do that through PayPal or Stream Elements or through Coffee. You could do that if you wanted to. Everything I make through direct donations, through Patreon, through Twitch, through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So watching my videos, just mute my video and watch it in the background while you have other things going on. That goes into a fund, and I buy model kits and equipment with that fund. I was able to purchase this kit, the Freedom Gundam, with your generous donations in the past. Past you is helping out present me, which is great. If you want me to not build things from my backlog, and instead you want me to build things that you decide I should build, well, the best way to do that is to buy from my Amazon wish list. I have all kinds of stuff to the wish list. I just added a new thing. I do want to say, somebody out there bought the gun tank because it's not on my list anymore, which means someone bought it. So that means in the future, I'm going to build the gun tank, and that rules because that's going to be a fun kit. That's a kit from the year 2000, 22-year-old kit. I put in the RX-782 entry grade, the one that comes with all the weapons, because I've built the regular entry grade RX-72. I've built the US one, which is the Target exclusive that just has stickers to make it the US Championship one from Breaker Battlelog. But I haven't built the one with all the weapons, and I would like to, and it's very cheap. It's on sale right now. If you have Prime, you can get it on sale for like $8.50, which is very cheap. And also, it's always fun to build the entry grades. They're just neat kits. So I put that on the list. I got Lego, inexpensive Lego, expensive Lego. I recently put up the Gun Cannon Revive kit, which is a kit I've never built. That is from 2015 when they put out the Revives. I've built the Gun Cannon before, but I haven't built the Revive version of the Gun Cannon. And that just looks like a fun kit to put together. So yeah, I got a bunch of stuff there. Some gear at the bottom. I make a dedicated YouTube video about anything bought off my wish list. And then it also jumped the queue, became the next thing I built. As I said, I do have something in the mail. I don't know when I'm getting it, because I think it was purchased either today or last night. Or could have been Thursday after my stream, I guess. But yeah, somebody bought me the gun cannon, and that'll be the next thing that I build when this is done. Also, I have a Throne wish list. If you don't want to use Amazon, but you still want to buy me a model kit, you go through Throne. Or you could do the convoluted way, go to USA Gundam Store. Buy a gift card at USA Gundam Store. They will send you an email with the gift card code. Then you DM me on Twitter, because my DMs are open, or send me a whisper here on Twitch with that gift card code, and I will use that gift card code to buy something in USA Gundam Store. Again, the most convoluted way. Still get the videos and all that. If you want to support me and not spend a dime, but you just want to help out a little bit, join my Discord, because that way you'll know about streams that are coming up, and you get to see links to videos. You don't have to follow me on social media to get that stuff, so you can join my Discord. It's nice. Couple video links for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I talk about the 8 isekai that are currently out this season. Turns out there was a 9th isekai that I didn't know about. I'm actually covering the first episode of that show tonight. So I'll talk about the one I didn't know about. There were 9 isekai this season and not 8. Fucked up. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every week I write and perform a piece of comedy that I've spent some amount of time on, and it is at least barely rehearsed. And this one is about a guy who is a paranormal investigator and is not super psyched about that. And I think it's pretty good. I think that one's pretty fun. I'm going to drink some water. We're going to talk about 2 anime shows with 3 episodes of that 2 anime show. And then I'll also be working on more of the body unit of this kit. And we're going to dramatically transition to the overhead right now. All right. Let's talk about 2 anime shows. I should say that anime show indeed. I Shall Survive Using Potions did have a second episode today. I did not cover it because I watched all my anime today and did not get around to it because I was head scratching at the second show. We're going to talk about 2 episodes of Frieren Beyond Journey's End because, as I said at the top of the stream, this show, they had episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 all came out on the same day. And then the next week, episode 5 came out. And then this week, episode 6 came out. So I covered 1 and 2 one week, 3 and 4 last week. And then today, I'm doing 5 and 6. And then next week, I only have to do 7. So I'm caught up on Frieren Journey's End, Beyond Journey's End. And then also, I have reviewed. Let me check the walkthrough first. And in fact, we're going to talk about that first. It's in the wrong order, but I want to talk about this because while I get this part of the skit together, I can tell you about one of the reasons why I think, yes, Dirty, dubs for episodes 1 through 4 of Frieren came out this week. That is correct. I don't often pay attention to the dubs because I don't watch them, but that is true. That is a news thing that I did see. So, let me check the walkthrough first. Episode 1. why do I think that I didn't hear about the show before? Well, the number one reason I didn't hear about this before is because Crunchyroll didn't advertise it. They don't always advertise every show. High Dive usually does. They usually say, here's all the shows we have. Crunchyroll usually does it in batches. They'll do like, hey, this is returning. We've got this. And then like sometimes things will just show up. But usually, because they're airing in Japan, websites will hear about it. Like AnyChart, who I use, will usually hear about some things. Anime News Network will have articles because they are trolling through Japanese publications for announcements, or Japanese Twitter for announcements of things. So usually, like even if you don't know what channel it's going to show up in Japan or what streamer is going to pick it up here in the States, you at least get some indication of, okay, well that's going to come out. So why didn't anyone seem to know about? Let me check the walkthrough first. Well, because this is not a new anime. Let me clarify. This is not a new Japanese cartoon. Anime meaning cartoon. This is a show that aired last year on the internet in Chinese. This is a web animation coming out of China called Pause. Let me check the walkthrough first. This is the Japanese dub of a Chinese cartoon with English subtitles for us. But it is not the Chinese version. This is not China in a co-production with Japan making a deal with America or English-speaking countries or Funimation/Crunchyroll to put this out. Once again, I have to clarify. This is a Chinese series that aired on the internet that has been dubbed into Japanese with some changes, apparently. The inclusion of, this is a Billy joint. Yes, this is Billy. It has a new entrance and closing theme because instead of 18 minutes, it is 22 minutes. NPCs is China don't care. Well, China does care about this one. But so that's why we didn't know about it in advance, because now AnyChart does track some Chinese cartoons generally, but because this already came out, it wasn't tracking that. So this was tracking it. They were tracking it like last year around this time, or sometime in 2022 when it came out there. So that's why. Am I going to watch episode 2? I'll be a week behind. Am I going to get caught up? Maybe I'm going to watch episodes 2 and 3 next week. I don't know. I like this episode, but I don't know if I'm going to watch more of it. This popped up. So but I did like it. The series is about Yuno is unhappy with her go nowhere life. She's about to turn 30. She is in a dead end job. Her boss just, she's playing games, and even gaming online with her friends isn't necessarily always going the way she wants to go. And she's getting yelled at. She just had to work late at night at home on a project she shouldn't be on because her boss is taking advantage of her, and it's just rough out there. It is hard out there, and it's now after midnight. She's now officially 30, and she wishes that her life could just her job could get better, things could go a little better for her. And then she wakes up in a different body in a video game-like world. This is not coming together here, folks, so hold on. And that was not part of the plan for her. She is very confused as to why this is happening, as one would be. She meets a little creature that is a cross between a cabbage and a lizard, because apparently the monsters in this world are animal-based but also plant-based, because We see directly after that, there is a tomato dragon. It is a full dragon with like the mouth kind of looks like the inside of a tomato, which is kind of neat. Oop, that came apart. Fuck. God damn it. Sorry. I don't know. Damn it. Sorry. Hold on. This is not connected as much as I would like, so I'm going to pop some of these apart here, and we're going to try to rework this, because I bet if this is not tightly connected, it's going to be annoying for me in the future. So let's try to get this looking good. And she gets eaten by this tomato, but somehow she powers up and uses her anger to turn into energy and defeats the tomato. And then she's out of energy, and she wakes up in this castle in the sky in front of the god of light, Ua, who is just like, hey, what's up? Fucking psyched about this. I summoned you, and I am so glad that you have answered the call. Thank you for coming here, Tian Enya. You got to save our world and defeat the evil that is coming and do all this. And then like she's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Scroll back there for a second. Who did you think I am? Tian Enya is some 18-year-old that got summoned, not our girl. Our girl. Thank you, Lord Crashington. I will take a look at that later. I guess. Our girl was not supposed to be summoned. This is an accident. She is not supposed to be here. And unfortunately, this is a one-way trip, apparently. She cannot go back. So obviously, our girl is fucking pissed off about this. And then attacks the god and somehow manages to defeat her pretty easily. And she's like, all right, well, fine. I should also say, she does say you have to make this right. And if you can't do it, I will speak to your manager. Which feels like, I don't know what it says in the Japanese dub. I don't know what it says in the Chinese original. I bet she doesn't say that, and that is localization. And it's localization I don't mind, because it is funny. It is funny to this like 30-year-old woman, because a big portion of this is this woman, even if she was in a dead-end career, she still has her shit together enough. She is not an 18-year-old who's just going to be like, hell yeah. Because they're basically like, she is a young body, and they say, well, the system is built for young people, so it just adjusted to the age, your energy when you were that age. So it's very clear that they were not expecting a 30-year-old to be part of this system. So she basically is just like, you know what? Fine. I will solve your problems. Don't give me any skills or cheats. Let me grind, because that's the satisfaction in grinding up levels. So let me just do that, and then let me go do my thing. All right. I think I have gotten this together. We'll find out later if I fuck this up, but this looks pretty right here. We'll find out later again if I messed up this chest, but I'm going to move on because I'm definitely just doing the same bit over and over again. So she goes back out to the world to save it, figure that out on her way. There is a funny line where she hopes that this game world is more like Nintendo games, like Nintendo RPGs, and not like White Souls games. So those are the clever go-arounds, Nintendo instead of Nintendo, and White Souls instead of Dark Souls. But yeah, she's really hoping this isn't like a Dark Souls. Then a girl being chased by wolves shows up. She's got a big shield. We don't know her name until the fucking end of the episode. And you're like, Pat, is it important that we know her name later? Yes. So I'm not going to... I know what it is. I won't say it until the end because it is, I guess, important to know that then. So I won't say it now. But you might be able to guess what her name is. Anyway, Shield Girl is what I'm going to call her. Shield Girl shows up. She's being chased by wolves and also a like an anthropomorphized wolf girl. So there's a wolf girl whose name is Wilf. Wilf shows up. They're mad at the girl. They think that Yuno is friends with this girl. Yuno is like, I don't know who this is. I don't want to get involved. She gets involved. There's a fight. Yuno, or not Yuno, what's her goddamn name? Yuno is like, all right, well, I'm going to do pretty good here. But then guess what? This RPG has a pause feature because it is like a video game. So she can pause, which is kind of interesting. So she pauses the game and figures out close combat attacks, and then also simulates how to fight all these monsters because she's not sure about the system, but she is a gamer at heart, so she knows. Obviously, an MMO wouldn't have a pause system. This one does. She uses the shield girl to provoke the wolves so she can fight Wilf. Wilf transforms into a huge wolf and goes through this whole fucking animation. But then our girl's skill meter fills up somehow, and we get this like canned animation that I bet we're going to see a bunch of times of her doing cool special moves. And it ends with our girl defeating Wilf and then the wolves running away with Wilf. And it turns out that Yinio is like talking to this girl, and this girl's like, well, thanks, I guess. I guess I can forgive you for using me as bait, and I guess you would make a good bodyguard. Not that I need a bodyguard. And just as I'm writing, oh, good, this girl's a tsundere, our main character's like, oh, no, you're a tsundere, huh? And I was like, the anime is self-aware. It looks like Wilf, the town that Wolf Girl is from, they're on high alert. So there's going to be shenanigans that come into play probably with that. But the most important thing is that they go to this area because the shield girl is like, oh, I don't have a lot of combat experience, but I am rich. She's got this cool house that she owns, and she's looking for help. So that's going to be our girl. And then the very last thing of episode 1 is that the shield girl introduces herself. She is Tianenya, the girl that was actually summoned, the 18-year-old girl that was summoned to save this world when our girl was accidentally summoned as well. Of course, that was her. There was one name of a character that we had heard about but hadn't been introduced to, and it's her. So that's episode 1. Am I going to keep watching this? I might. I kind of liked it. As I said, there's some humor to it. It's kind of fast-paced. The minutes of this episode flew by. It was like, it really did keep up, doing what it was doing. I kind of like, if it's going to be a breezy show where this girl is just fucking very good at video games and like doesn't have any problems because she's very good at video games, like, I don't know, that it could be fun. Again, I like that this is a Chinese animation, that it has a dub. I need A28 and A29, and this is C. That's why I can't find it. I was like, why can't I find the pieces I need? Because I'm looking in the wrong place. Easy answer to that. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep watching this because it's weird and like kind of cool. I'm an episode behind. I don't know if I'm going to watch 2 episodes next week to talk about it next week, but I might. I don't know. I fucking might. Now I have 2 episodes of Frieren to talk to you about. Frieren Beyond Journey's End, episode 5. Okay, so our girl, Frieren, many years ago, defeated the Demon Lord with a party. Only one other member of the party is still alive. One of the warriors, an elf, or not elf, a gnome. He's still alive. And our girl is thinking she's with the priest's girl that the priest rescued. And they basically get the idea, let's journey to the land where the demon lord was, the castle, because that's where a lot of the spirits of the dead are. And maybe I could talk to the hero that passed away, because he was a human hero. And Frieren is like, it's going to take 10 years to get there, probably. That could be more than a tenth of Fern's life. Fern is still pretty young. So it's like, do I really want to do that? Do you really want to do that? Do you really want to come here on this and come with me on this journey that's going to be like a huge portion of your life? But Fern is like, if you should go, and I want to follow you. I'm interested in following you. So it's pretty much settled they're going to do it. And so they're just traveling, because this is a slow-paced thing where sometimes things get heated, but most of the time it's just the long, slow journey of this woman remembering things from her past and running into fun situations along the way. And that is kind of just the vibe of the thing. All right, so this goes in like this. We're now going to see if I can figure out how to put this kit together. And then this goes in here. All right. We got a lot of body done. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Pat, you're definitely going to do the head next. No, the head is not next. Arms are next, and then the head. We could jump and just do the head next. It's going to have a lot of stickers, and I don't want to start with stickers. So we're going to one of the arms. We're going to do the shoulders, because we can do both shoulders at the same time, which is great for me. So we're going to need F1 and F2. We're going to need E1 and E2 to do all that. So let's start with that. How's it going to put its head on with our arms? Great question. Next question. Okay, so they are on their journey. They enter a village where several people are disappearing after seeing ghosts of their deceased relatives. So they see these ghosts, and they're like, they go and follow those ghosts, and then they disappear, and they don't come back. Frieren suspects it might be a monster that lures victims with illusion magic. The illusions are destroyed with attack magic, but to destroy the illusion, you have to be willing to destroy the thing that appeared in front of you, which is, of course, your loved one. So it's a fucked up monster. Fern is almost caught by Hyder's ghost. Hyder is the priest that saved her life and then introduced her to Frieren. But then Frieren easily shoots Himmel's ghost. Himmel is the hero. She's just like, yeah, I know you're not real. So she just shoots him, and then she's able to find the monster so that Fern can destroy the monster. No problems. Very simple. That wasn't even a full chapter, if I remember correctly. It's just like, yeah, all right, now we got to fight this thing. Okay, we fought that thing. We're good. Everybody did great. Good job, us. So that's F. These are the wrong pieces. Are these F12? Are these the right pieces? Yeah, that's F12 and F12. F12 and F12. Okay, great. So we need E7 and E7. Great, great, great. Moving right along, making it work. They run into a dragon. And they're like, we got to kill this dragon because the dragon has a grimoire. And Frieren loves collecting grimoires. That was a thing that was suggested, a hobby suggested to her by Himmel. So she collects weird grimoires. So they want to kill this dragon to get that grimoire. And they hear that they need a warrior to do that, though, because you gotta have a strong warrior. They hear that nearby is a guy named Stark, and he's one of Eisen. Eisen, the dwarf warriors. He's one of Eisen's students, and he once defeated a dragon in a staring contest. That is his local claim to fame. is that he won a staring contest with a dragon, which that's pretty fucking impressive. That sounds pretty dope. So they're like, all right, let's go find this dragon guy, this guy who fought a dragon, and we'll do that. Um, he's like, hey, I have never killed a monster, and I'm going to be honest with you. I won that staring contest because I was frozen in fear, not because I'm some brave man. So I don't want to fight a dragon. He's a human dude, I should say. Stark and Fern are both humans. But they're like, look, Frieren is like, okay, well, you're strong enough to cut through solid rock with an axe. So, we can get over this problem. We want to talk to you. That's the end of episode 5. Episode 6, Stark's like, yeah, I mean, I probably am strong enough to kill a dragon, but that doesn't fix the problem of me being terrified of this. And they're like, yeah, all right, well, we still want you to do it. You just need resolve. Stark shows up, and they're like, okay, look, here's the thing, right? Your idol, your trainer, your master, Aizen, he was always scared before a fight. So it's okay to be scared, but you need to, work on it. So Stark's like, fine, I'll be the distraction. The plan is he's going to distract the dragon so they can get the grimoire, and then magic will take care of it. But then he just doesn't need any help and kills the dragon because, yeah, as stated, he's very strong. So he just fucking kills the dragon. And he's like, oh, okay, we did it. And they get the grimoire. And then Stark is like, hey, I would love to go on this journey with you. Please let me go with you. We later learn that the reason why he tells Fern later that he wants to go on this adventure is because he wants to be able to someday return and tell his master all these cool stories that he took part in. And that's his big thing that he wants to do. They go to the city of Wall, but there's a checkpoint. It's closed because there's a lot of monsters in the northern lands where they want to go. And so people aren't allowed to go through the checkpoint to go to these monsters. They got to just do other stuff. They, do something else, which is going to be a real damper on our group who wants to go there. But luckily, it sounds like it might take like 2 years. And Frieren's like, we can wait. And they're like, we might be in the city for a long time, but don't worry about it. Someone high up in the city knows Frieren and is like, oh, I know what you're doing. You're going to the north to take care of these monsters, aren't you? And she's like, yeah, it's definitely why I was doing that. I mean, she is going to do it, but that's another reason she's going. So then they get to go, and everyone gives them the big send-off, and Frieren's like, come on, this is embarrassing. But it's pretty cool for Fern and Stark to be treated like heroes, so they're pretty into it. And that, because it's also like the official beginning of their adventure, even if they did just defeat a dragon and they defeated some monsters and all that. But now the 3 of them are going, and it's like 3 out of the hero and 2 of the not descendants, but the like trainees of the hero are going on an adventure, and that's cool as hell. And so everybody's pretty psyched about it. Frieren's the best show this season. I think MF Ghost is fun. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I think MF Ghost is great. I think the blending of animation is incredible in there. The fucking music has been whipping ass. There's so much good and enjoyable stuff in MF Ghost, but you also kind of have to love all of the bullshit around Initial D and all the trappings of Initial D to really enjoy it, in my opinion. Frieren is just a slow-paced, beautifully animated action series. It's like a slice-of-life action series set in a wonderful setting, great character work, fantastic animation, as I said. It is gorgeous to look at. It is clearly a very fucking expensive show. People spent goddamn money to make this look as good as it does. Um, and there are definitely do not appear to be shortcuts being taken with this. I would not be surprised if most, if not all, of this show is already done. Um, uh, it's going to be a long series, but I would not be surprised if they are very far ahead with this one because it's just got a lot of heart and a lot of love poured into it, and I'm fully enjoying my time with Frieren Beyond Journey's End. The manga is absolutely gorgeous. It's so funny. The manga is so slow paced and long that I forgot why they were traveling. Watching the anime reminded me that they're going to where the Demon Lord was defeated to see if Frieren can communicate with Himmel's ghost. And I forgot that was the motivating thing because it's just such a chill, slow paced thing of like, well, we're going here and like, there's one, we're not going to get to it in this. There's one really fucking long proacted battle with some characters, and it's like, oh, years away from being being in the anime. So it's like it's not like they don't do some stuff, but like there's most of it is pretty just like chill. Like we're going on this adventure, we're gonna see what we can see, we're gonna run into some people. It is what it is, and we'll figure it out. But it's lovingly done, and it comes with my highest recommendation. Um, Now's the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. Are you playing any video games right now? You watching any anime right now? You watching any television? You watching some sports? You reading anything? Let me know what you're into. What are you up to right now? This is honestly my second favorite part of any stream that I do. My favorite is when I get to just fucking talk about anime because I love talking about anime. But my second favorite is when I get to hear from y'all. I'll start off by saying I uninstalled Pizza Possum because I have completed Pizza Possum. I think I have done every run in Pizza Possum that there is to do. And that was a very inexpensive game with a lot of heart and a lot of silliness. I'm very happy I picked it up, and it's a lot of fun, and I recommend it if you're looking for a fun video game that's fairly cheap. It's a run-based game, which some people are not super into, but I had a lot of fun with it. Run-based stealth, goofy, silly, fun time. But yeah, I would say check that out. I'm playing Hearthstone. I've got this is a weird time right now. Right now I have a standard deck that I really like. I have like 2 wild decks I really like, and I have a twist deck that I don't hate. I actually have 3 wild decks. And I have a new scam deck that I'm actually really enjoying in wild. And I have 1 twist deck that is fine. I don't love it, but every once in a while it's good to have I don't really love that format either, but I have 1 deck that I think isn't bad. So, because it's a renounced darkness deck, which is good for nonsense. I don't win with it, but I lose spectacularly. But yeah, I've been playing Hearthstone and I enjoy that. It's always a good time. Ghost Valve got to see the Eclipse, which is the same games and series. Nice. Glad you got to check out the old Eclipse there. That's cool. I did not see it myself. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other games or things that I want to tell you about that I've been doing. I mean, I'm watching anime that I don't talk about on a during streams because they are like seasons 2s. Saints Magic Powers Omnipotent is still cute right now. We have not gotten to the part where it might get like dramatic or anything. It's still kind of in the cute phase, but I'm enjoying it. I love that series, so that's good. I have not watched more of Faraway Paladin yet because I'm kind of watching it. Faraway Paladin is beautifully animated, but it gets a little too like the one true God. Is this a Christian fable kind of thing where it started off as like a very beautiful, slow-paced reincarnation story, redemption story. that now is like, well, go out there and save the world with your ragtag group of friends. Uh, and it doesn't really do it for me like the beginning of the series did. But I'm glad it's being made because I do think it is well done. It's just not necessarily something that I'm looking for. And like I said, I'm watching MF Ghost, and that is still cool and is still one of the best shows. I'm not watching that the Luck Show, Unlock Luck or Unluck Lock, whatever it's called, because I think that's just on Hulu, and I don't have Hulu right now. I'll get Hulu at some point to watch that and watch more of Bleach. But right now I don't have Hulu, so I haven't watched that. Dirty says, I played a gal game, Undead Unluck. It was both those. Thank you, Ghost Val. I played a gal game for the first time in a long while. Now playing through Control again, realizing I'm watching 8 anime this season and pre-ordered the Warhammer Day Kit that released this morning. Nice. Yeah, I'm watching for the streams, because, you know, I chat about stuff. Right now I'm watching guaranteed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows. Right now I'm watching 6. And maybe 7. Maybe it'll be 7. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep watching. Let me check the walkthrough. But, you know, I watch at least 2. And I don't really know right now how many more I'm going to be watching on, on my own schedule. But I do try to keep up with some anime here and there. I try to keep up with stuff and watch a bunch of things. But like I said, some shows I watch weekly, some shows I watch on occasion. Okay, we're going to start working on the right arm. And it comes with a fist, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this piece and take the fist off. So we need to take B9 out of here, because it does come with a fist, but we're also going to have a fist or an arm that can hold things. Now, a part of this that I am going to be very careful of is there is a little piece here that turns and folds in at some point. This piece here, I have broken off on this kind of a kit before. So we're going to take this fist off. We might use it again. We might use a different fist. But yeah, I have had issue where I have had this like break off before. So I'm going to try to be very careful with this. It like basically just goes up like that. And I got to try to be careful as I'm putting this all together. So we got to do that like that. And then this goes, oops, no, that went wrong. Like that. Okay. And then this goes down. Yeah. Okay. There, and that clips in like that. Great. I now have I have this arm, I think, pretty okay. Lashbrick says, went out and got breakfast, picked up a new Transformers comic, did some Eclipse viewing, didn't realize we weren't going to get a blackout with this one. Yeah, it wasn't that. It just got dark. I did not go and look at it, but I was aware. Oh, there are stickers that we can put on here. I'm 99% sure the sticker that goes on here, you can't see. So I guess I'll put it on, but I think this is one of those, like, it's a sticker for the frame kind of a sticker, and not one to just, that you can see later. But we will put it on, because it's 37. I'm 99% sure that's how this works, if I remember correctly. That this sticker just is on here and you just never see it. It's sticker number 37? 87. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about a sticker that you can't see. Lord Crashing's watched season 3 of My Hero Academia, which finally deals with Baku's beef with Midoriya. That's been satisfying to get to see deal with. Yes, that does get that is kind of satisfying to get some dealing with that finally. Didn't even get Dark for you, Slashbrook. You're watching Castlevania on Netflix, which is a good watch for Halloween season. Yes, that is a good show for the Halloween season. I am going to have to figure out more of that. That's my next Pat Bear's Anime Club is Halloween recommendations. I have done Halloween anime before as a recommendation. I have done the non-spooky Halloween recommendations, and I have done spooky recommendations. But I'm going to do another one because it's been a while since I talked about those. And I have to go back. The thing I have to do is I have to go back and figure out which shows I talked about for Pat Bear's Anime Club about all of those so that I can then recommend different ones that are not the ones I recommended before, which isn't hard, but it is annoying. Your sister watched it from the middle of the path. It's rainy here all day, so no sun for the moon to noticeably block. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's been rainy around here. I don't mind it too much. It'll hopefully dry up a bit for tomorrow because I have to go feed some fish. I'm fish feeding for my parents' friends who are only a couple doors down. So I got every other day I got to go in. They have an automatic feeder, but this is snacks. These are treats that need to get fed to these fish. So I have to go do that, and it's fine, and I'm happy to do it. There are some baby fish and some bigger fish, and they get different little treats, and it doesn't take long. And if I'm going on a walk, I just stop in on my way, and it's not a big deal at all. All right, that did pop off. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Deal with it later. If that piece that popped off here becomes a problem, I will deal with it in the future. I'm going to put this here. This goes like this. And then this goes like this. Got a little dimmer, but not much. The local astronomy group had telescopes and extra glasses. That's neat. That's fun. I like that. I like that shit. That's cool. Hope everybody had fun. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't do any of that. But yeah, I've been feeding some fish. I'll take a photo probably tomorrow. Post it on social media of the fishies. All right. Let me get a little more of this done. We'll get a little more of this arm done. We're not going to finish this arm, but we're going to get a good portion of it done because that's which is cool. D8. This kit, like I said, a little confusing here and there. We had some issues with the chest. That's kind of the vibe of this kit. It looks really nice. It's just that like a bunch of steps in here feel weird and they don't make a lot of sense right away. And then suddenly I'm just like, oh, I did it. And I don't quite know what I was doing wrong before that I suddenly fixed. But that is a lot of these early real grades, the beginning of these real grades, when they were like, we were going to make them detailed like a master grade, but the size of a high grade. And it's like, okay. And they at first these kids, I feel like just bit off more than they could chew. And then started kind of getting the rhythm together of what this actually was supposed to be. And became fairly fun builds. But at first, these real grades were rough. That happens. Also, I think just about any kit I could work on would feel rough compared to the joy that is building Witch for Mercury high grades. Because the Witch for Mercury high grades are just so impressively designed and look so good, but also come together so well that it's like very hard to compare any other kit to those like favorably. It's just, things are just going to come up short if you're like, well, it's not some of the best kits I've worked on in years. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. They're not going to be that. There's no way they could be that. They're still good. All right, and then this needs to go like this. All right, we got most of this arm put together. Of course, we got to panel line it and all that, and then also finish the top part of this, get the arm ready to go. And then we're going to take B back, which is the hand. We disconnect the hand to build this, and then we got to connect the hand again. But, yeah, for now anyway, we got some of the arm done. I'll just pop that in there because it'll look neat like that. And then I'll disconnect it later. But for photos, this is nice to have for that. And I'll just have to remember to disconnect it before we go. Speaking of going, I'm going to go. Thank you all so much for spending some time here with me, your friend Pat, on this stream. A bunch of y'all came in later, I should say. Not late, you came in later. And I want to thank you very much for that. That's very kind of you. I hope you had a good time here tonight on the stream. I hope you come back in the future for more Pat Baer's, streaming, a little Build With Baer Workshop. Next stream will be on Monday. We will continue to work on the Freedom Gundam. And we'll talk about some anime and some manga and some video games and a bunch of other stuff. We are going to raid. That is how I end every stream around here. We're going to go find someone doing cool shit out there and go spend some time with them. So who is streaming that we want to go hang out with? I don't know who's streaming that we want to go hang out with. Let me see. Hi, Ecto. Welcome. Thanks for being here. We're going to go, let's see. How long have they been going? Oh, they've been going for over 4 hours. We're not going to go raid them. How long have they been going? They've been going for over 4 hours. We're not going to raid them. We're going to go to the old-timey computer show because sometimes on a Saturday night, you just want to look at Hot News with a Z 64 from 1999. What that is, I have no idea, but the old-timey computer show is a fucking fantastic channel. So please come and check that out. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Hope you come on this raid and we can hang out in a fucking thing from the year 1999 because that's going to be wild and nonsense. And it says Hot News with a Z. And then come back on Monday. Thanks for being here. And I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye.